What's going on, everyone? Jake Morgan, Shady Creek Marina, El Dorado, Kansas, the Kansas Bennington boats dealer. Today, I'm going to do a walk around video on this S Series 22-foot stern radius. In this video, I'm going to focus on some of the design choices that I like, give a general walk around and show off the colors. And I'm going to talk about some of the items that add to the build quality, performance, and longevity of these boats. And a lot of this perspective that I'm about to share is not coming just from a salesman, coming from a service personnel as well as an electronics installer. So I've got to tear into quite a few pontoon boats in my tenure here at Shady Creek Marina. And they are not all built equally. Let's start on the outside, actually. We have this sitting on an easy loader trailer. Good job on that nice low step easy loader, I appreciate that. We got nice tires and wheels on here. We have dual disc brakes. This boat has the blackout package with this heavy duty rub rail. This is a nice feature as far as longevity goes. That's gonna look really good down the line because you can replace this rubber insert and not have to do the whole rub rail section. I like that. That is a win. Some other performance items while we're out here on the exterior, these lifting strakes, dual lifting strakes on our center log and lifting strakes on the inside of our outside logs. This is part of the SPS performance package, complete with underdeck performance shielding. And I know from experience that these rivets are stainless steel because I've had to take some off before to run wires, and they are kind of a booger to uninstall. But let that be the issue of your shop, and you just be happy that you know you're not going to be popping rivets down the line. I like how big of a mounting plate area they put on that log for transducers and accessories in the future. I like this skirting that they put underside here. I think it looks nice and helps protect if you do get into any brush or anything up on the shore. You're not getting any sort of intrusion up to your subfloor. Another thing I like is that all of your fuel fill and connectors and hoses and everything are up underneath this lid and not just hanging out here in the back of the motor pod. They're hidden up in there and out of the sun, because the sun is one of the worst things on componentry as far as longevity for a boat. We have this one equipped with a Suzuki 150 horsepower on the tri-tune setup at this length. This is what we rent down in the marina. This is going to be an excellent choice for getting all around the lake. Good choice for water sports. This same boat and a pontoon setup with a 150. If you have a boat full of adults, you probably will not be doing water sports on that day. So we have 4 boats in our rental fleet down there. We only let tubes go out with our tri-tunes. Another design feature that I think adds to good longevity and successful ownership down the line is, and we like to option our boats with this is an option from Bennington, is these textured panels. If you have the nice and smooth panels, any dimple, ding from an anchor, or hit from hail, or another boat, or a dock, or a missed baseball, those show up a lot when you have smooth panels. This textured panel helps kind of hide some of that. This boat is equipped with our Click and Cruise track system, which I do have a rod holder in place over here on the port bow. And really that adds to the longevity aspect a little bit. You own this boat and you decide you want to go fishing off of it. Let's mount a trolling motor up here. Let's hide some of your trolling motor batteries away. Throw some rod holders on this and you're ready to roll. Put a bait cutting table back here on this arch mount for your ski tow arch. These are also a good spot for aft facing speakers. All right, now that we're in the boat, a couple design things I do like. I like that the battery switch is external. You have all your folks pile in the boat, everyone sits down. You got grandma here and the niece with the breastfeeding the newborn in that chair, and you got to ask them both to get up because you need to get to the dang battery switch. I like that it's on the outside. And it's a good visual reminder to turn it off at the end of your day. Other design things I like, I love these gate slides. A lot of brands don't have retention for the gates when they're in this opened position. This one, it holds it in place. You push over, it rides the rail up, and then falls down into place. They nailed it. There's also interior courtesy lighting in all of those gate slides, which I like. Because this is the Tri-Tune with the SPS package, we do have this floor storage, which this floor storage, well, I have my boat cover in there currently. This floor storage is sizable. It goes all the way up to about here, where my foot is. Yeah, you could fit quite a bit of equipment in there. And it does have a bilge pump in there if you ever get rainwater or take a wave over the front. All right. We do have a wireless phone charger built in. We do have our Garmin with mapping and fish finding abilities. We do have an hour meter built in directly into our tack there. That's something you're going to appreciate down the line for a maintenance routine, as well as when it comes time to maybe sell this boat. You'll know how many hours it has on it. I like that the console is color matched rotomolded plastic, as well as the seat bases. A lot of brands I see, these are covered in upholstery, and this is where coolers, anchors, skis, shoes tear up upholstery. I see that that's one of the first spots to start to get damaged. I like the lumbar storage space. That's all in here. That's becoming more and more standard throughout the industry. That is a great space for hats, flip-flops, just stuff you want to keep handy. Nice double hinge there for that compartment so it stays open while you're trying to access it. That's a air ventilation for inside your compartments there. Nice plush and full seat backs and upholstery. You're not going to be leaning against any mounting hardware or lips or transitional pieces between cushions. It's one large cushion, not pieced together smaller pieces. There's our crank battery with a nice cover over the top. You know, I like that we have waterproof Deutsch connectors on all of the speakers. I like that these speaker mounting covers are over the screws here. I mean, shoot, our hinges are powder coated to match. Just lots of nice attention to detail. One of my personal favorite things about these, and this is something I actually did a 180 on, when I first started playing with Bennington as a brand and started seeing these feet on these bimini, I was a little skeptical about them, but they've held up very nice. And what I like about them is that they latch around these pins, sandwich that pin in there, and they're quiet. They don't sit there and rattle. And we don't use straps, just the full bars, so you can run these while you can run the boat wide open while you're on the lake. And you don't have to worry about straps flapping around in the wind, fraying, or breaking over time. Well, I think that's enough to conclude this video. Just highlighted some things that I like, showed off the colors and the sunshine, and in some shaded spots. I am going to go put the cover back on this and put it back in the row. If you think this would be a boat that you would like to spend a weekend on, or if you just want to see how this SPS performance package performs with this Suzuki 150, give me a call. We are 120 yards away from the water, and I love going on boat rides at work. So give me a shout sometime. Thanks.